It's a simple question, really, and I think that's sort of where the beauty in topics like these comes from, because there was a time, and I think most people that are fans of this YouTube channel can remember, when we would make videos about Cole Caufield every weekend. He was back in Wisconsin during this time frame, and every weekend there would be more games in the NCAA, and he would always do something great. He finished with a goal a game last year, for crying out loud. And so, there was always more reason to talk about Caufield, and it certainly wasn't a bad thing to bring up his name when discussing the future of the Montreal Canadiens. But now, we're 56 games in the Cole Caufield's rookie year. There are a few games left in the Montreal Canadiens regular season, and I'm kind of sitting here wondering, what's next? Because if you go over Cole Caufield and his overall profile, let's just review this here. I know a lot of people are already familiar with it, but just in case you're not, Cole Caufield, 21 years old, 5'7", 165, a right-handed shot who plays on the right wing. He's got $880,000 as the AAV until the end of next season. Caufield this year has himself a pretty good number. 37 points in 56 games played, 17 goals, 20 assists. Now, the thing is, if you do the math for Caufield and his overall point production, not just segmenting Ducharme or St. Louis or whatever, let's just do 37 divided by 56 multiplied out by 82. Cole Caufield in his rookie season, just bare bones by itself, is on pace for 54 NHL points, and if you do the math for goals, he is on pace for 25 goals. That's not a bad rookie year per se. And I think anybody who would have seen Caufield from last season in the NCAA and said, okay, the guy had 5 points in 10 games with the Canadiens after his Wisconsin year, and he was at 12 points in 20 games in the postseason. I think anybody who saw Caufield last year, if you would have told them, hey, in 2021-2022, Caufield, over the span of 82 games, would score at a pace of 25 goals and 54 total points, I think a lot of people would have been like, yeah, that's pretty good. Like, that's a good rookie season, because Caufield, even in the playoffs in 2021 when they went to the finals, he was shooting at a 50-point pace, because 12 divided by 20 multiplied out by 82 is 49.2. So Caufield, just taking a look at the holistic year he has honestly had a pretty good year. Now, it's not good enough to win the Calder, because Seider, Raymond, all these other guys, they had better seasons and better point production, but that's not really the point here. If you told somebody last year that Caufield in this season would have this amount of production, they would say, hey, that's pretty good. And then you start segmenting where this production actually came from. Let's take a look at some of the statistics, because obviously, you know, the Caufield Ducharme versus the Caufield St. Louis, it's way different. Here's the most recent Reddit post about the subject. Under Dominic Ducharme, Cole Caufield was on pace to score 2.73 goals in 82 games. Yeah, my goodness, I can't believe the guy only had 1 goal under Dominic Ducharme. In 26 games under Martin St. Louis, Cole Caufield has scored 16 goals, which is a pace of 50.46 goals over a full 82-game season. Oh my gosh. And so, it's already been established everywhere that Caufield under Martin St. Louis is a different animal, and the Canadiens under Martin St. Louis, they are all, as one collective body, a machine compared to what they were under Dominic Ducharme. And so, assuming Martin St. Louis comes back, assuming everything that you want to see happen with the Canadiens happens, they keep the same personnel, they trade some guys away, whatever, but like, for Cole Caufield, what is next? Because it's all fine and dandy to say, oh, Caufield over 82 games under Martin St. Louis would be on pace for 50 goals. Like, that's great to say, it's just, do you realistically think Cole Caufield is going to hit 50 goals in 2022-2023? It would be very welcoming, and I would love to see that, don't get me wrong, but if you told me, hey, put $100 on it right now, over under 49.5 goals for Cole Caufield next season, I would be kinda weary to make that bet, just because you don't really know how guaranteed 50 goals in the NHL is. Like, you have pretty much 3 guaranteed 50-goal guys every season. You got Matthews, you got Ovi, you've got Draisaitl, of course, and then you have a few guys that come close every season. I mean, Connor McDavid is probably gunning for 50 this season. You have Chris Kreider, who might hit it, and even then, I don't even know if Ovi is guaranteed getting that 50-goal mark this season either. And so I get it, Cole Caufield is scoring at a phenomenal pace, but 50 goals is a lot of freaking goals, and I don't know if the Canadiens are necessarily going to get a 50-goal scorer next season. You know, it's been a while since Stéphane Richer did his thing, getting 50 goals in the early 90s for the Canadiens. Are we ready to see somebody finally break that mark? And you know, I feel kind of guilty because this wasn't supposed to be a video about 50 goals and Cole Caufield getting it or whatever, but like, I mean, the pace that he is on is incredible. 50-something goals and I think 29 total points in 26 games or something like that. Let's do the math for the points as well. 29, divvy 56, or excuse me, 26, multiplied out by 82. Caufield is on pace for 91 points under St. Louis in a full 82-game season, which, I mean, it's good. It's darn good. But where does he realistically go next year? I want you to tell me in the comments below, what do you want to see out of Caufield? What is the minimum that you think would satisfy you in this respect? Because I think that same point that I brought up at the beginning of the video still reigns very true, that Caufield's rookie season as a whole, if you take a look at all the numbers right now, it's not bad. Martin St. Louis has been so good to the Canadiens and for Caufield himself specifically, you know, showing him how to do the fake one-timer, bringing it forward, changing the angle, and then sniping it like he did in practice, which Caufield executed in a game a few months later. Like, that stuff is incredible. He's been so good, so productive for Cole Caufield and his development that the whole season, even if you include the Ducharme days, the dark days, it's not a bad rookie season for Caufield. And so, if we assume St. Louis comes back next year, where does that number go? For me, if Caufield hits 30 goals, I think I'm happy. Like, 30 goals, I think I've said it in previous videos, but like, 30 goals to me is the benchmark. Like, okay, you are legit with a capital L-E-G-I-T if you can get 30 goals in the National Hockey League in one season. Heck, I don't even care about the assists. Just get Caufield those goals, because that's what he does the best. In fact, let's go out there and say 30 goals, 55 points, because Caufield has 37 points right now. He's on pace for 50-something in a full 82-game season. I want to see him actually hit that full 82-game season pace of 55-something points, because at the end of the day, pace is good, getting X amount of points in X amount of games is fantastic, but to me, there still is value in longevity and being able to produce and consistently do what it is that we think a player should be able to do. That's important to me as well. So for Cole Caufield, for me next season, I'm saying if he gets 30 goals, if he gets 55 points, I think that is definitely a good enough sophomore season in the National Hockey League. And it would sort of play well into the rest of the production he has had over the years. As we noted, 5 points in 10 games last year, 12 points in 20 games in the postseason when they went to the finals, so half a point a game pretty much in 2020-2021 when he made his transition from the NCAA, and then scoring at a 50-something point pace this year, which certainly is not bad if you remove the one goal under Dominique Ducharme that he had and tried to attribute everything else to Martin St. Louis. So talk to me in the comments on your thoughts about Cole Caufield and where he goes next year. What is next for Cole Caufield? What kind of season could he have in 2022-2023 that would actually make you satisfied with his development? I know a lot of people might just go out there and meme and say, okay, let's see him get 50 goals because he's on pace for 50 goals under St. Louis. Hey, if he gets 50 goals, again, I'd love the sound of that. It's just 50 goals is so gosh darn difficult to do that I don't want to ever say that a player is guaranteed for 50 goals unless their name is Austin Matthews, Draisaitl, Ovechkin, or whatever. So yeah, does that kind of make sense? I don't want to ever guarantee numbers like that because those are the top 1% of NHL players, like, in the entire league. So not guaranteeing those numbers, I think, is a pretty safe bet to make. But either way, for me, it's 30 goals, 55 total points. That's what I feel like Caufield should be able to realistically do and consistently do over the span of 82 games. But let me know in the comments all your thoughts as well. I hope you enjoyed this British Trolls 99. And bye.